Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Medifine Aesthetics here. Happy New Year and hope everyone is having a great 2023. So this year I've made it my New Year's resolution to do some more video content. So we have a YouTube channel and we seem to get quite a few comments that people are finding the videos quite helpful. So I wanted to do more videos, sort of tutorials, how to, with devices and skincare. So if there's anything in particular that you would like to know or how to use, please just pop it in the comments below and we will get around to making a video on that for you. Today specifically, I'm going to be doing a video on how to use the MBK curve, specifically on the neck area. So as sort of with around the eyes, the neck area is sort of one of the first places that you may see them signs of aging. Again, it's sort of the area that's a little bit thinner in terms of the skin. So you tend to find, it shows them lines and it shows that sort of crepiness a little bit earlier than you might see it sort of on the face. And again, with the eyes, it's an area that you don't want to be using sort of really high dose retinols, really high dose of acids. It can be a little kind of get an area that can be a bit more irritating. So it's really important to find something that's sort of treating that neck area, but sort of in a more gentle form. And we feel that that's where the MBK curve comes in really well here. It's a treatment that you can do at home. I tend to do my treatment on my neck 2 or 3 times a week, and somewhere then you can sort of focus on without sort of using really high dose skincare. So to start with, when I treat that neck area, I always start most of my treatments with the Jane Man Amna. I find that this is a really sort of helpful facial tool. So just to give you an idea, I'll just sort of show you on that neck area what I do. So to start with, I place the sort of in between the 2 combs. I'm placing just below that jaw and just above, and I'm applying a really light pressure just below, so concentrating more below because we're on that neck area, below that jaw, and sort of slightly just pushing upwards. When we talk about pressure in this area, we're looking at sort of a pressure of sort of 1 to 2. So it's not that you're really sort of digging in to this area. It's just a really light pressure just to help release. So with this tool, we're looking at releasing sort of fascia, that lymph drainage, circulating that blood flow. So I just apply that pressure just for a few moments, and then I use it to sort of comb downwards. And again, that pressure, again at that 1 or 2 level, so you're not wanting to look really sort of red. We're just using it to sort of comb down. Along the back, and I just do that for sort of 5 swipes. And again, I would then go to the other side, apply that pressure, and then again swipe down, concentrating on the back and the front. Obviously I'm not going down the middle, so we're just sort of on the sides and the back. Concentration, sorry, it's in the way there. Go. And I tend to do that with most of the treatments, again just helping to really sort of release any sort of tension that you might have within that neck area before we sort of perform the actual treatment itself. So to start with the MBK curve, I firstly start with their CIV setting, which is the ultrasound setting. This is going to be sort of working on, again, that skin plumpness. It's going to be helping with drainage within the area, as well as that, again, blood circulation, but it's also helping sort of driving the skincare. So today I'm going to be using, firstly, I'm going to be using the Sculptra, or how it's now known as the House of PLLA. I'm going to be using their O2 Caviar Serum. To start with, I'm just going to give a couple of mists, so a spray. I'm using here the Isocell Recovery Solution from the Lemur. 2 pumps of the Sculptra serum. So with this serum, for those of you who might know, firstly we just sort of dab that on. I'll go to that sort of décolletage as well while I'm in there. And this, if you can see, this is starting to sort of foam up. So with this serum, you sort of press it on lightly to start with. This foaming action is that sort of O2 carrier working. So we leave that to foam for a few minutes, and then the foaming will sort of bubble. It's like a bubbling foaming action. You can feel it on the skin, and then that starts to sort of settle down. But I usually would leave that for a few minutes, but obviously for the purpose of the video, I will just get the rest of that, sort of massage that in. I will then use, so my Glide Gel today, I'm going to be using the Promoter Collagen Gel, again from the Sculptor or the House of CB. I'm running a little bit low on this, so I need to top that up. And again, I'm just pressing that on because with this, we're wanting a nice glide, so we don't want to massage that in too much. And then with any of my treatments, I tend to, again, mist again. And I keep that mist handy, so if at any point, if that does dry out, I'm then just remisting and activating that slip and that slide again. Now, this MBK curve, it's a 4-in-1 device. So when we turn this on, to get to the correct setting, I'm going to be using, it's two presses of the on button, and I get to CV LED, and I tend to use this with the LED. You don't have to, you can just use it with the CV, which is the ultrasound setting, but I tend to use it, as I say, with the LED. This is using a red light LED, and I tend to think that's a nice light for targeting sort of aging, which is what we're trying to do here on the neck, so it complements the treatment really well. When we're using this CV setting, the ultrasound setting, it's important that we keep that sort of movement going, that nice sort of gentle movement. Again, not applying too much pressure, but just working in circular motions along the face. Going below that jawline, under the neck, all around below, around that décolletage, just targeting all them areas where we might see them sort of signs of that aging. Again, I'll go to the sort of back of the neck and just below that sort of ear, going around there, because when we look at sort of lifting and plumping the skin, it's important not to just do the area, but the areas around it as well, because it's all sort of part of the same sort of structural, all of it helps with that structural integrity on the skin. Again, just sort of them making that round sort of movements, and then we'll do this for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, and this is just sort of an easy sort of treatment to do, just for 3 to 5 minutes. And then what I tend to do is then I'm going to be using the RF setting as my next one, which is the radio frequency setting. Okay, the slip slightly going, so just again using that mist, keeping that nice slip, easy action along when I'm gliding along. So ultrasound, again, really nice treatment for sort of, again, it helps with that drainage, it's stimulating cellular movement. So really sort of that helping with increasing collagen within the cells and the skin, which is helping with that plumpness. Really nice treatment to carry out along that neck area. Some people might do the treatment for slightly longer, but I tend to find that I prefer to do my treatments for a smaller amount of time, but doing that consistency with it. So consistency is going to be really key here. Okay. Now, if you were doing a full face as well, you can take this all the way up. As I'm just doing the neck, I get so tempted to show all areas. But as you're just doing the neck today, we're just concentrating on that. Okay. So, so now I will move on to the radio frequency setting, which is 4 buttons along. Again, I'm going to be using this one with the LED. This is a pulsed LED. Just keep a little bit more of spray on there, but this is quite a good slip that I've got already. Now this radio frequency setting, this is using thermal energy to really create sort of a thermal energy heating action on the skin. And this is going to be really good for skin tightening. This uses, it doesn't use light, so like your lasers, this doesn't use any sort of light source, so there's very minimal damage to tissue, and with melanin, because I know that there's been sort of a few people that have asked about sort of melanin production and does it increase potential hyperpigmentation, but this is using an electrical current to create that thermal energy on the skin. And again, keeping that movement going, circular movement, is really important. We don't want to be staying still with this particular treatment. Moving it all around, going right to the back, again up to that ear, down to that décolletage, up again to the back, to the ear, underneath the jawline, this particular treatment, you can use this around that the center as well, so there's no reason that you have to avoid the thyroid with this particular treatment. Some treatments you do, but this one is absolutely fine to use on that area. This treatment I would be doing for, I'd be doing this one for 10 minutes. So in all, the treatment's going to take me around 13 to 15 minutes to complete. And I tend to do this two or three times a week. Now with this MBK curve, really nice device because you can use it not just on the neck, not just on the face. This is one that you can use on the body. So the plate's a really nice size that you can use this. We use potentially along the arms. We can use it on that stomach area. We can use it on the thighs. We can use it on sort of the buttocks, the breast, you know, on the top of the breast, where you might find that you get that little bit of sort of sagging to help to tighten. It also has a sort of a fat burning mode, so there's lots of different sort of ways that you can use this device as well on the body. So if you, for example, have that like pockets, you know, sometimes you can get that little bit of sort of pocket of fat within the stomach, you can use this as sort of fat burning and use it as then as skin tightening. But I will go and show you different ways that you can use this device along the body as well in other videos. But it just means that it's sort of multi-use, so just don't think that this is just specifically for the neck. It can be used on so many areas. And that slip's slightly going, so again, just remisting. I'm such a mist fan, I just love a mist. So you will see a lot of different mists in my videos. And as I mentioned earlier, if there is any particular video that you would like us to do, just let me know, and I'd be happy to show you how I particularly use certain devices and skincare. Just turn that light back on. That's it, not as dark. Great. So it's a very sort of easy to do treatment. This is pretty much the treatment. So just, you know, focusing on that area around the neck, giving that, you know, that nice sort of tightening. You can sort of feel straight away, it feels that bit tighter, it feels that bit plumper. And so, and over time, it will start to, you will start to see an improvement within the skin. And additionally, that LED light we're using, which is a great addition to sort of complement that treatment. So, as I say, I haven't necessarily done 10 minutes there, but I think that's given you enough to give you an idea on how I would use this device around that neck area. I'll finish there. Just turn that off. And then, as I say, if it's the daytime, I would then just finish with some SPF, rub in any excess skincare that we might have. And then sometimes I will just finish with sort of a nice cream. So today I'm going to finish with the Photozyme, the Youth Recovery, couple of squirts, and just finish with that nice upward motion. Something also to mention that when we're concentrating on that neck area is nice to sort of sit nice and straight with that posture, and that just helps to release any tension again that you might have within that neck area. And just giving it a nice massage and concentrating now just a little bit on the areas, lifting motion. And that would be the treatment complete. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this video really helpful. And we look forward to seeing you soon in more videos. Thank you, everyone.